Reducing fractions. We see three fractions, 4/8, 2/4, and 1/2. And sometimes different fractions can have the same value. Believe it or not, all of these are the same fraction, but in a different form. Only one is in a fully reduced form. To reduce a fraction means to divide the top number, called the numerator, by the same value that we divide the denominator, or the bottom number. And when it's in the smallest form, we say it's in a reduced form or simplified form. So how do I go from 4/8 to 2/4 to the final simplified or reduced form of 1/2? I'm going to look for the largest number that is divisible by 4 and also divisible by 8. So some of you have great multiplication skills, and so this may be a little easier. But if I was introducing this to students for the first time, I would ask them to write down all the factors of 4. So what numbers evenly divide into 4? 1, 2, and 4. What numbers evenly divide into 8? 1, 2, 4, and 8. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 8 is 8, and 2 times 4 is 8. Now I'm going to choose the largest value in the numerator and the largest value in the denominator. Divide by 4, divide by 4. This value in the numerator and the denominator that I'm dividing by must be the same. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. I've just shown that 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. That's in the simplified form or fully reduced form. Okay, let's do 2/4. So 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 4 is 4, and 2 times 2 is 4. Again, selecting the largest factor from the numerator and the denominator. In this case, it happens to be 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. It's not necessary to write out all the factors of the numerator and the denominator if you can simply be able to say, oh, I recognize that 7 divides into 21 and to 35. But if you're not there yet, I'm going to write down all the factors of 21. So 1 times 21 equals 21, and 3 times 7 equals 21. In the denominator, I know 1 times 35, and I know 5 times 7. So I'm going to select the largest factor of the numerator and the denominator, and then divide the numerator, the top value, and the denominator, the bottom value, by, in this case, 7. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 35 divided by 7 is 5. And we would say this is fully reduced. It's a reduced fraction or simplified. I'm now going to go over a common mistake I see even high schoolers make. Let me show you two very simple examples. (15/3). Again, I'm going to write down the factors. It's possible you don't have to do that. 1 times 15 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. Factors of 3, 1 times 3. I'm going to divide by 3, divided by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now you can write this reduced fraction as 5/1, or you may recognize that 5 divided by 1 is simply 5. Both of these would constitute correct answers. Now here's where a lot of mistakes are made. If I write 3/6, I commonly see students reduce this to 2. So they recognize that the largest factor of the numerator is 3 and the largest factor of the denominator is 3. Again, how did they do this? In their mind, they're thinking of the factors of 3 and 6. 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 6 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6. And they recognize they can divide both by 3. Now here's where the mistake is made. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. But that's not what I see a lot of students write down. I see a lot of students reduce this as simply as 2. So recognize that when the numerator is smaller than the denominator, so when the top number of the fraction is smaller than the bottom number, we have a proper fraction, as we talked about in the first 3 videos. And when we have a proper fraction, even when we reduce it down, we're going to be left with a fraction. So 3/6 does not reduce down to 2, it reduces down to 1/2. This very last video, I want to share with you how I would approach simplifying or reducing this fraction. I would not take time to write down all the factors of 120 and follow that up by writing down all the factors of 54. I think that's a lot of work. What I would do is I would recognize that I can still achieve the correct reduced fraction by recognizing that both the numerator and the denominator are even numbers. And so it may take a few more steps, but I know that I can divide even numbers by 2. So I'm going to divide both of these by 2. And if you're not comfortable taking 120 and dividing by 2, you can go off to the side and do long division. 2 does not fit into 1, but I know there's 6 groups of 2 in 12. So I select or choose the number, I multiply, subtract, and bring down. How many times does 2 fit into 0? 0 times. I multiply, subtract, and I can see that there's 2 groups of 60 in 120. I'm going to do the exact same thing with 54. 2 fits into fits into 5 twice without going over. I'm going to multiply, subtract, and bring down. 2 fits into 14 7 times evenly. I multiply, subtract, and bring down. Now I have 2 much smaller numbers to work with. This time, though, I can't divide both by 2 because the top number is even and the bottom number is odd. So now I'm going to start by writing down those factors. So 1 times 60 is 60. Okay. Let's go to 2 times what value is 60? That would be 30. 3 times 10. Okay, that's good. And I could continue to go, right? I could say, I meant to say 3 times 20 and 6 times 10. Okay, so I have the factors of 60. Let's do 27 now. 1 times 27. 2 does not divide in evenly. 3 times 9. And so now I'm going to look at the top and the bottom. The largest factor in the numerator and the denominator is 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. And now this reduced fraction, 60 divided by 3 is 20, and 27 divided by 3 is 9. And this is fully reduced or simplified. Open up your workbook, go to page 4 and 5, and complete the problems on pages 4 and 5, and then check in to ensure you correctly answered each question afterwards.